Hi, this is Rick Rogers from Doomsday Tank Models. Post-Christmas edition is December 26th. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I wanted to give you an update of some of the models I've been working on. As you can see, I've been putting up some cat videos and shooting videos, but I want to get back to my roots of why I started the channel and the models I've been working on. And I've been really intently trying to finish painting the built-out models that I have. And I've finished 4 and almost finishing a 5th, which I'll show you in just a moment. And it's been a grand run, but I need to get some paint on the rest of these, put them on the shelves so I can admire them, and move on and do some builds. I'm starting to get an itch to build again, but I need to force myself to paint. So I hope you like these. Hang on. Okay, so the latest one that I have, you've seen the old KV-2 that I started. This is the Tamiya tank of the KV-2. And I did some variation of the color on hatches and stuff like that to bring out some detail. Made it very heavy, added some tape car weights to it. And it's made of some good sturdy plastic. And that's from Tamiya. This one, however, I'm working on the Hobby Boss. If you can look at the 2 turrets, they're both KV-2s. But this is an angled back turret, and this is a blunt turret. It just ends like that. Also has a machine gun at the rear, which this one does not have. But I thought this was really neat, and this is by Hobby Boss. So this is my latest. This is the head-to-head. And I always like to take some fenders off. Show off the metal track, and you pay extra for it. You might as well see it. That's how I think, anyway. So I've got some a good start on the paint. I have let's see if I get that more detailed. Okay, so I did some field gear here. Added that on. And also on this side with the crate. And I like painting these. Sometimes I get too lazy and don't want to do it, but then I force myself, and I really am happy with the result. So I got it painted up, and now that Christmas is over, I'm going to start putting decals on them. What I'm going to make it is I captured KV-2. So I'm going to put these giant red crosses on there that the Germans put on to make it very apparent to their fellow troops not to bomb them. So the Germans, I think, very much liked the Soviet armor, especially the T-34, but the KV-2s, anything they can get their hands on. Because when they first invaded Russia, they had some Panzer IVs with the short-barreled 75. They had the Panzer III, which later became an upgunned 50 millimeter, but I think they first entered the Soviet Union with the 37 on the Panzer III. And then they had the Stugs with the short-barreled 75. Anyway, they just really didn't have anything to deal with these monsters. And even though they're kind of ridiculous looking with the turrets, I think these were designed, this is a 152 millimeter gun, were designed to take on reinforced forts in Finland when they invaded in '39, when the Soviets did, I believe. Someone can check me on that. I'd be glad to be corrected. But that's why they came up with this ridiculous shape, was to defeat fortifications. But believe it or not, the infantry were the ones tasked to get rid of these monsters with explosives, because the tanks didn't have the caliber to penetrate them. But you know, you don't model just to model only the efficient ones, although I don't. Sometimes you just model because they're interesting. I definitely think these are interesting. So this is the head-to-head of those two. And I'll be giving you updates on the decals, and I'll be doing some washes and putting a little rust on it, giving it some character. Although sometimes I hate to do it because I like to make them like they belong in a museum most times, and that's okay. So anyway, I want to give you an update too on all the zimmerit films that I did that I'm actually getting closer to finishing. The KV-2 with the Porsche turret. Getting more of the cables on. Getting more of the deck parts put on. Locked up the hull finally. And I'm trying to get some painting done before I put on parts that if I handle it, I will break them so I can put them on later. I try to do it with a strategy. Sometimes it doesn't work, but I try to keep that in mind when I'm doing things. And I think for a first time with zimmerit, I'm okay with what I got. I hope you enjoyed those films. 2 of them continue to grow, and I really, really appreciate that. I just recently put on the bow gun, and see if I can get a real close-up look on that. I don't know how that looks to you when I put on the bow gun. I had some empty space around it, and so I put some zimmerit around there. I hope it'll look a little better when I get some paint on it. But either way, I'm okay with it. And this is my first time with the machine gun. I did not paint this. I stained it with a track chemical that turns aftermarket metal tracks into about this color. If you wait long enough, you'll get a black to rust color with it. It looks really good. Let's see if I can get it right here. Black Track is what I use. Black Tech Pro. And it's just chemical. You have to, for the machine gun parts, and I'm even doing it with some of the aftermarket photo etch that's going to be going on the back, which I'm not going to put on inside. I don't want to handle it and dislodge it, tearing it to the tank. But anyway, certain things I'm doing. I had to drill some holes into these areas right here. This is where the it's not skirt armor, but it's the added armor on here that used to protect the wheels. Mud guards, maybe is what you call them. And this is all in an effort to me. I see a lot of them in films where they're just completely gone. Some have a few left on there, but for me, I just want to be able to see all of the track of the aftermarket metal tracks that I put on. So it's a personal choice for me. But anyway, this is the decals I told you I was going to put on, and I just I'm closing in on finishing this KV-2, and I've really enjoyed building this one. I've been really unhappy that I have not painted it before now, but things happen and you get distracted. And let's see if I can get this closer. If you find the episode of Night Shift, who's, you know, he's very popular, very good. He brought out that I believe he said these the exhaust ports were made of iron, so they actually didn't rust, is what he pointed out. So I might put a slight rust to them, but not a darker one like I was doing with the Tamiya KV-2. So that's the first time I'd heard that, and I'm going to take his advice. He's been in the business long enough to know and research this. So anyway, I want to thank you for being with my channel, and I hopefully things I've put out there are informative and that you enjoy them. Please, if you have any suggestions of what you want me to cover, I'll be happy to hear it. And we will be going to Vegas pretty soon to some shooting ranges, so I can get some short videos out there of the gun ranges. I personally enjoy that, and it looks like you do too. So I will be wrapping this up and getting some good videos out there for you, I hope. So thank you very much for following my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate it so I can help grow my channel and reach more people. Thank you very much. All right, bye-bye.